Hey everyone, it's Joe Jacobi here. I am with Chris Barlow, 92 Olympian in the sport of canoe kayak. He did the sprint racing in Barcelona. We were Olympic teammates.
That's right.
Yeah, hey, thanks for being here today.
Thank
This
you.
is cool. So here we are at the U.S. team trials in Chula Vista, California. And one of the things that people keep talking about at these team trials, I mean, we're recognizing the very best paddlers in the nation. We're selecting athletes to represent the U.S. At World Championships and World Cup. But ultimately, the conversation comes back to development.
Absolutely.
And you've got a pretty cool thing going in San Diego here, don't you?
We've been pretty fortunate. San Diego is a great place, and the city of San Diego has got on board through the junior lifeguard program and helped us actually develop a junior canoe and kayak program that we started in 1997 as an offshoot of the city of San Diego junior lifeguard program.
Now, put ourselves in mom and dad's shoes for a moment here. Here we are in 2009. This is still a country of football and baseball and basketball. How are we coming along? I mean, do you think we're kind of making some inroads and mom and dads are sort of thinking, hey, this is the kind of sport my kids would like to be in?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a sport that's environmentally friendly. The kids can get out on the water in beautiful climate, and beautiful surroundings, especially in a place like San Diego. And they're doing something that's aerobic. Not only is it an individual sport, whether they can achieve personal success, but it's also very much a team sport because they race in doubles and in fours. And with San Diego, we try and foster the fact that it's a team that goes to a national championships or a competition like this. So the other athletes are coming down to the water's edge to cheer on their teammates when they're racing and vice versa.
And I was actually speaking with Nathan Luce, the head coach of the sprint program, earlier today, and I was actually asking him, go beyond the medals and go beyond the times, the results. Yeah, talk a little more about the kind of values that you like to instill that are sort of into the kids that are unique to the sport of canoeing and kayaking.
Well, in this sport, it's a great opportunity for those values and to pass on those values of sportsmanship and teamwork. And the teamwork is absolutely essential when you go on to get into the industry and work in the workplace. If you don't work well as part of a team, you're not going to be successful in life. And when you have to paddle individually in a K1 or a C1, and then you transfer to a K4, which is a four-person kayak, as you know, if you don't have that teamwork and that team aspect, then the boat isn't going to work. That someone's going to be out, the timing's going to be out, and you're not going to be successful. So that ability to work with other people and achieve great things as a team while still racing individually is fantastic for this sport. And then what's great about the sport of canoe kayaking is that and kids from San Diego Canoe Kayak Team that have gone on to be Olympians and national team members, is that it's a great opportunity for international relations because you get to travel to countries that you'd never dream of going to for a vacation. Like two of the boys from our team raced in Russia last year, and hopefully some of the kids from these trials this weekend are going to make that team and go back to Russia again. They've raced in the Czech Republic and Italy and Spain and South America and Cuba, and there's just countries that you wouldn't think about going for a vacation, but you get to visit and experience that international aspect as well.
And even to add one thing onto that is not only do they get to experience those new places, but the family of international canoeing and kayaking, those relationships, they're relationships for life.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times I remember that being on the racing at the Olympic level, it wasn't even so much about being a part of the U.S. team, but it was about being in the Olympics with all these other kayakers
Absolutely.
from other countries.
Absolutely.
One last question for you. People are always seem to be looking for the magic bullet of what makes these kids clubs work. I mean, we've heard this talked about for decades now in the sport of canoeing and kayaking. What's your advice to the other programs? What has worked for you?
Well, local communities, some things work in some communities that don't work in other communities.
Mm-hmm.
For San Diego specifically, we've been able to match up the San Diego Fire Rescue Department, which I work for as a firefighter, and the coach that I work with, Chris Zimmer, as a lifeguard. And from that joining of the lifeguard and the junior lifeguard program that I mentioned earlier on, is we're able to access about 1,000 kids every summer that know how to swim and know how to rescue themselves and are pretty good athletes right from the word go. And so we've been fortunate in that we've been given the support of the City of San Diego Junior Lifeguard Program, to kind of access those kids and access facilities on the water's edge that we can use and things like that. So for us, that's been obviously a huge part. The other thing that works great for us is we have an awesome community in San Diego, and it doesn't take one person, one coach to make an athlete, to make an Olympic athlete. It takes a whole community of people, parents, other athletes, coaches, teachers, pretty much the whole community getting behind that one person to get them to the Olympic Games, which, ultimately is a lot of these kids' goal is that they want to come into the sport at 9 years old, but down the road they're looking forward to being on a national team or an Olympic team.
Absolutely. That is so cool. Hey everyone, he is Chris Barlow, 92 Olympian. If you want to learn more about his program, even if you don't live in San Diego, I strongly suggest you check out his website, www.sdckt.com. That's like the acronym, San Diego Canoe and Kayak Team. Check out his website. There are so many neat things I think that any program could learn by just checking in with them, and what a great resource for the sport. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe.
Cool, thanks.